You know, not many years ago, most of us never gave salt a second thought. We tipped it out of little blue packets into bags of crisps, or we shook it out of salt cellars onto food. These days it's very different, of course. There's rock salt, dishwasher salt, gritting salt, and of course sea salt.
And some of the very best salt in the world comes from Maldon in Essex. In today's Made in the East, we've been finding out how seawater becomes salt crystals.
An Essex beauty spot, the River Blackwater.
Well, it got its name from Middle Ages when it was called Brackwater, which meant salty water.
Salt dries in the marshes here and is then reabsorbed by the water, making the river even saltier. So salty, in fact, it surrenders this. Pure white crystals beloved by celebrity chefs the world over. So how do they do it? Water's carefully siphoned from the middle of the river where the concentration of salt is the highest, and then some of it is stored on old barges like this one. This can hold tens of thousands of gallons. After the sediment's been taken out, the water's poured into salt pans and heated up. As it slowly bubbles away, salt crystals form on the surface. Eventually, the salt's ready to be raked up. This is called drawing the pan. This is the way it's been done for hundreds of years.
We've got more modern equipment now, like with gas, where we heat the pans up with gas now as opposed to coal like years ago, but yeah, it's changed very little.
Then, as now, it's hard physical work. The salt's shovelled into bins, left to drain, and then put through a dryer. It's checked and then packed. The factory produces more than 5 million packs a year. Are you fed up with the sight of Maldon sea salt?
No, I don't get fed up with it, but I wish sometimes it was chocolate.
The crystals are so pristine, it's hard to believe these packets of salt came from the murky Blackwater. Gareth George, BBC Look East.
Now, wasn't that interesting? Tomorrow, how beer is made, the journey from ploughed field to pint glass.
Over the past year, the town of Luton has been in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. An MP involved in the expenses scandal, Islamic protests, even shootings in the street.
But is it really that bad? And what's it like to live there? This report is from Joe Black.
It hasn't been a particularly great year for Luton. Religious and racial tensions have created ugly scenes the town would rather forget. The media spotlight may be sharply focused on many of the problems here. But this is what the headline writers probably won't show you.
So we were wondering if you've seen or got any issues that you'd like tackled.
People working in the community to help each other and reduce crime. Volunteers like Anthony, today working alongside a PCSO. He and Claire are walking the beat, simply asking people in Marsh Farm what's been bothering them.
Cheers, have a nice day, yeah? OK, right.
Problems are noted, discussed and sometimes resolved at police and council meetings.
And yeah, I am making a difference, but more importantly, I get a form of self-satisfaction when I go home. I know that I've made a difference to someone's life.
It's work like this between the police and the Marsh Farm Community Trust that has seen overall crime here tumble by 20% since last year. Burglaries are down by 32% and robbery has reduced by 36%. This success a different picture from the troubled scenes of the mid-90s, when local unrest here led to the infamous riots.
There will be headline-grabbing events that do occur, and they occur in every town, and you know, we will do what we can to address those. But the key message is that in particularly the north area of Luton, there's a lot of good work going on with the police, with our partners, that are helping to reduce crime, reduce antisocial behaviour, and make it a better and safer place to live.
Two boys.
Two boys, yes.
Throwing stones at the windows.
Right.
Married couple Mike and Margot are also a crucial part of the team. Manning the desk at the Safer Neighbourhood Centre, their efforts free up police officers, saving valuable time and money.
I think all towns go through periods, and I think this is a bad period, but it's only a recent advent, if you like. It's on a time base. It'll soon be cleared up and the problems will go elsewhere.
So Luton's reputation may be taking another hit, but people here have seen and coped with it all before. Joe Black, BBC Look East.
Every year we ask you to help us find an unsung sporting hero. You know, the people who make the tees, look after the pitch, those people who wash the kit.
We're talking about those volunteers who put hours of their own time into making sure others get the most out of sport. So if you know someone who fits the bill, keep watching. Sean Peel has more.
They're the first to arrive and the last to leave. They underpin the very fabric of grassroots sport. They are the unsung sporting heroes. Last year's top three in the East were Bury St Edmunds wheelchair basketball coach Jill Anderson, Bedford judo coach Robin Gale, and the eventual winner Michael Judd, who for 50 million years has been the lifeblood of Stony Stratford Football Club.
And the winner is Michael Judd.
Michael was rewarded at the BBC East Sports Awards at Duxford last December, and he was clearly delighted.
I can't believe it's fantastic, isn't it? I can't believe.
He went on to represent the East at the Sports Personality of the Year Awards, and that's what will happen again for this year's winner. We're looking for that special person who works behind the scenes or even front of house for the love of sport. They do it for others. They do it for no money. They do it because they just do. And maybe it's about time they got a right good pat on the back. Sean Peel, BBC Look East.
And if you want to nominate somebody, you can get a form by logging on to our website. That's bbc.co.uk/lookeast and click on Unsung Sporting Heroes.
Now, what happens when you put a load of celebrities in some high-powered cars?
They go very slowly, probably.
Or not.
No, David Coulthard was there, Damon Hill, Amir Khan, just some of the famous faces raising money for charity at the Bedford Autodrome. We didn't have a famous face to send, but we sent Mike Liggins anyway.
Famous faces in fast cars raising money for the NSBCC. Some, like David Coulthard, clearly knew what they were doing.
Today is the first time I've actually gone flat out in any car since I stopped in Formula 1 last November.
Others, like Phil Spencer from Channel 4's property show Location, weren't quite so sure what they were up to.
I've never done anything like this before, and I've just been told they're quicker than a Bugatti. So, wetting myself would be a fair description.
Phil was fast, but erratic. He had a couple of spins in the single-seater and even came to grief with an instructor telling him what to do.
It was very, very, very exciting. Fantastic fun.
But hey, stick to houses.
They don't make me shake like this.
The accelerator is still... Sorry, accelerator...
Deborah Meaden, one of the dragons from Dragon's Den, didn't look entirely at home either, and her instructor, Ryan, was being brave.
Stop it! If you're laughing, you're not showing that.
Are you nervous?
No, I'm well used to it now. No problem, I'm confident we'll have a good drive.
He's a good liar, Deborah.
I was going to say, you should be nervous. Just so you know, you should be nervous.
All the drivers were raising money for the NSPCC's Child's Voice appeal to raise £50 million to improve the charity's helpline services.
If one more call is heard, one more child's life can be changed, that's £4. Surely most of us can find £4. And yes, of course we would like the corporate sponsors, we'd like the big money, but everybody can make a difference to this appeal.
Phil Spencer wanted his photo taken, and I don't mind admitting it, so did I.
Hold on a minute, one more.
Taken on my phone, this is me and Damon Hill, me and Amir Khan. Not sure who he was, but a great day was had by all. Mike Liggins, BBC Look East, Bedfordshire.
He got them all.
Can I just say Mike Liggins wrote that line that said he wasn't a famous face, not me. Phil.
I believe you.
Yes.
Weather-wise for today, they got away with the